Hello, collective. This is Deb, and this is your channel guidance reading for the month of February 2024. Thank you for being here, and without further ado, let's move into this channeling session. Calling on the divine, the higher angels, and ascended masters from the pure white light. Please guide me in this channeling session for the collective for the month of February 2024. Archangel Michael, please join us and provide your guidance throughout this reading and protect my energy using me as a clear channel for the collective. Thank you, Michael. Rosie. I'm hearing Rosalind. I'm hearing known as Rosie. Rosie, you have a long time ago done an online course in flower arranging. It's been your passion. You're divorced, no children, and you've always wanted to find something that you're passionate about. You're now thinking about this course that you did, it might have been 20 years ago, because you keep walking past a little unit on the high street, a commercial unit, that used to be a sweet shop. I'm actually hearing bar humbug. It could have just been called Humbugs. It's a tiny, tiny commercial unit. I'm seeing cobbled streets. I'm seeing old-fashioned window panes. I'm seeing sort of a bow-fronted, old-fashioned shop, almost like a curiosity shop. You've been feeling this would be perfect as a florist. I'm also hearing the name Clarence. Okay, Michael, who is Clarence, please? Clarence. Clarence and Bessie? Okay, okay. I'm seeing an old man and his dog. A pug. The pug is called Bessie. BB for short, BB for short. Okay, this is a lovely older man whose male partner died a few years ago. He's found himself feeling very on his own. I'm hearing fauna and flora encyclopedia. He could be incredibly knowledgeable about plants. I'm also hearing wholesalers. Okay, Rosie, you need to get together with Clarence. He, I believe, is a local man, is what I'm hearing, local man. He could have a bit of a reputation in the town or village as being a little bit short with people, but it's actually because he feels a little bit disgruntled with his life. Bessie is the love of his life, and she's getting older now, his little dog, and he needs something to get his teeth into. Rosie, I think you're going to get together with Clarence and talk about the potential of opening a florist. I'm hearing you've got the creative ability, he's got the knowledge and contacts. It could be incredibly successful and a really lovely venture for both of you. I'm hearing irises, roses, gypsophila. I'm now hearing dahlias. Is that a flower? Okay. I know something about plants, but not a great deal. I'm seeing buckets of lilies. Okay. Clarence would want Bessie's name as a title for this florist. It could be Rosie and Bessie, something like that. But not many people would know that Bessie is his little pug. Okay, so Rosie, you are going to be connecting with Clarence and Bessie, I'm hearing, and you are going to have a long conversation about this little commercial unit, this little unit that used to be a sweet shop. And Archangel Michael's saying that you two are destined to run a very successful florist to the point where you may open an additional florist, a second one in the next town, But I'm seeing an oldie-woldy type town. Cobble streets, it could be in the UK, it could be somewhere like Ireland or Scotland. Yeah, and you two are going to be very successful in running this. So that is the message for Rosie or Rosalind. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Okay. Carol Ann is coming through. Carol Ann. I'm seeing somebody scrunching up their nose. Carol Ann, you love old bookshops. I'm hearing the smell of old books. You may collect editions, maybe first editions. You may have been wanting to become a literature professor, but it just didn't work out. And you've always felt a bit disenchanted with your job, your career. Caroline, Michael's telling me you're going to find a particular book. I'm seeing a very old book. It looks as if it's got a dark red hardback cover. Very, very old. Inside this book is a torn letter. It may only be part of a letter, but it's going to inspire you. I'm seeing all this spidery writing, and the edges of this letter are brown, sort of like tracing paper, very, very thin. Beautiful spidery writing slanting to the right. Is there a name, Michael? Is there a name? I'm seeing a big letter M. Marjorie? M-A something. M-A something. You're going to delve deeper into whether or not you can find out anything about the owner of this book. There may even be an address scribbled on this letter and a date. I'm hearing 1839. 1839. You're going to be intrigued. This is going to be instigating you to potentially either write a book on this particular woman, or it's going to kickstart you into writing a story, fiction. But you will find this book in amongst loads of other books that are actually not valuable, but this will be very valuable to you because it will instigate you potentially starting your future life as an author. Thank you, Michael. Okay. So that goes out to Carol Ann. You will know who you are. Michael's telling me. Okay, thank you, Michael. I'm connecting now with a man called Klaus. I'm seeing it spelled K-L-A-U-S. Klaus. Klaus, you never knew who your father was. You never knew. Your father is actually a member of the German aristocracy. There could have been a very close connection between your father and a young woman who stayed at the property for a period of time. She may even have been in service. I'm seeing someone shaking out a huge tablecloth. She could even have been head housemaid, something like that. I'm hearing Charlotte, but that could mean anything. I believe, Klaus, this woman is your mother. Michael's saying family tree. You need to go back and look at the history of your family tree. You're going to dig up some very, very interesting information, which is going to enable you to finally understand who your real father was. Your mother may have told you that your father died before you were born in the war. That's not true. Actually, Klaus, that's not true. She didn't want you to know the truth, which was that she had an affair with a member of the German aristocracy when she was somehow in service. Now, Klaus, this could be a long time ago. Your mother may have passed now, and you've always wanted to find out more about your roots, where you came from. You may find some documentation. Michael's telling me in a very old sewing box underneath the lining, you may find some letters. Could be letters from this man to your mother, Klaus, and everything's going to make sense. Klaus, you may be late 60s, early 70s, something like that. I'm hearing your father was a German aristocrat. Okay. Michael's saying leave it there. Okay, thank you, Michael. I'm now connecting with a man called Terry. Terry, I'm seeing a massive, massive farm. I'm smelling, forgive me guys, I'm smelling cow dung. Terry, you may have come from a long line of farmers. I'm actually here in Lancashire. You could originally have come from Lancashire. You may have your family on their dairy farm, and it's enormous. Acres and acres. You may produce milk for a chain of supermarkets nationwide, but you always have thought to yourself that you want to do something with, I'm sorry guys, I'm hearing the excrement. It's a posh way of saying doo-doo, cow doo-doo, okay? Yes. Terry, you've been trying to persuade your father, who's a bit, I'm hearing grumpy and a bit old school, that you should sell this dung, this excrement, to a local garden centre, who may in turn decide to market it as really good fertiliser for customers that come to the garden centre for their soil, because it's becoming increasingly difficult to have to get rid of all this dung. And you have a bright idea that you could actually sell it to a very large garden centre. So, Terry, I think you should chat to your dad a bit more, maybe come up with a costing sheet. You know, Dad, we could actually sell it wholesale for this amount. Because, Terry, you feel as if not only would it solve a massive problem in your dairy farm, right? You wouldn't have to find ways of getting rid of all this dung, but you could actually make money out of it. Yeah. So what you need to do is chat to your dad and put a costing sheet in front of him. You may find out quite a lot of information online, but you may also realize, Terry, that a few farms may do this as a way of supplementing their income. And it might be, Terry, you visit a local farm who already does this to figure out how they do it. And maybe which garden centre they're in contact with, so you don't choose the same one. So you're not in competition with them. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Michael. Very unusual, but that's what we have. And that goes out to Terry. Okay, thank you, Michael. I'm hearing the name Poppy and I'm hearing spinning wheel. Poppy, you've always thought about opening a cottage industry using old spinning techniques. I'm actually seeing a spinning wheel. You don't know if it's possible, but you feel there's a market out there for hand-spun products. Yes, wool in particular. I'm hearing worsted wool. Is it worsted? I'm hearing worsted wool. I don't know what that is. And it's all come about because your grandfather gave you a spinning wheel, an actual spinning wheel that used to belong to your grandmother. And you've been looking at this, it's in storage. You've been looking at this and wondering whether or not you should actually use it or whether or not you should sell it. Michael's suggesting you actually get it out, dust it off, check the parts are working, and learn how to spin wool into thread. Yes. I'm hearing mahogany, I'm hearing walnut. It could be made out of mahogany or walnut. So Poppy, that's a little message for you. Nothing else is coming through. But you've been wondering what to do with this spinning wheel because I'm hearing it takes up quite a lot of room. You've been wondering, should you get it out and do something with it? You don't really want to sell it because it has a lot of memories. Give it a go. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Give it a go. I'm seeing an older lady crocheting by hand. Crocheting by hand. I'm now hearing lace bobbins. Your grandmother was quite talented creatively. She may have made lace and been involved in a local craft fair a long time ago. Michael's saying that she wants you to pick up that craft again. She wants you to pick up that craft again. There may be a niche market out there, Poppy, for you, okay? So look into that. Yeah, unusual. Thank you, Michael. I'm connecting with Arjan. Michael's saying this is a brief message, but quite important. Arjan, you have a scooter, right? I'm hearing Vespa. Vespa? Okay, a Vespa. Is it like a small motorcycle, something like that? I'm hearing Vespa. Okay. Something sounds like that. Arjan, it's got a puncture. It's a slow puncture, but you could have an accident on your scooter, okay, if you don't look at it. So look at it, get it repaired, and then you'll be fine. Thank you, Michael. Okay. I've got a lady called Sissy coming through. Sissy. She's very emotional. I'm hearing Sissy from the Black Country. I don't even know what that means. Sissy from the Black Country? Okay. The Black Country. She's saying you've got to tell them that it's not right. They shouldn't do that. I don't know who this is for, but this is a lady called Sissy, and she's talking about the Black Country. Oh, okay. I'm now hearing Pete. I'm seeing a massive forklift truck ploughing into the earth. This is something to do with the land. This is okay, could be a peat bog. I'm hearing a peat bog. P-E-A-T. I'm hearing they're doing it wrong. They're doing it wrong. Okay, I'm hearing the natural habitat is going to be destroyed. Okay, so there's a lady coming through called Sissy who's basically saying that somebody here who is potentially digging up the land to bag up peat to sell is doing it wrong. I'm hearing the ecological system will not survive this. You should be doing it in a different way. Okay, so what I think she's saying is there's only certain areas that you should dig up, and you may be tempted, whoever this is, to dig in protected areas. I keep hearing the ecological system won't survive this. There's something about the cycle of life, you know. Peat is compressed over hundreds of thousands of years. But if it's not harvested correctly, it damages the habitat permanently, is what I'm hearing. She's very, very agitated. She's called Sissy. So that goes out to someone out there. She's warning somebody that they are ruining a natural habitat because they're not extracting peat properly. Okay, we got it eventually. Thank you, Sissy. Message is being delivered. Thank you, Sissy. She's backing off. She's crying. Okay, she's very, very, very upset. She's muttering all the little creatures, all the little, they're gonna die. Okay, she's very upset. Oh God, Michael. Whew. Okay. Okay. That was a very important message for someone. I'm hearing Judy Finch very, very loudly. Judy Finch. I'm seeing a horse race. Okay, Judy, this is a message from Michael. What he's saying is you can't run her because she's too young. She's still a foal. You can't run her. It's going to damage her legs. And you know it's not the right thing to do. You may have entered her into a race, but you changed her age because you know that she was too young. She wouldn't have been accepted. You know what you're doing is wrong. And Michael's saying you could damage this foal's. I'm now hearing filly. Okay, this young horse racing future. You could damage her future irrevocably, is what I'm hearing. Because you're forcing her to run when she's not ready. She's too young. Yeah, she's too young. Okay, thank you, Michael. Yes, Michael's saying she's got very strong parentage. You could be a horse breeder, but you know that what you're doing is not right. Okay, that goes out to Judy Finch. Okay, thank you, Michael. These are unusual messages, collective. I'm hearing Anna, penny, 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 farthing. Penny farthing? Okay. Is that a very, very old bicycle? I'm hearing that really old nursery rhyme. Daisy, 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 Daisy. Give me your answer, do. I've gone crazy. All of the love of you. Something about a horse and carriage. Okay. What is this message all about, please, Archangel Michael, for Anna? For Anna. Okay, very simple. Anna, you're going to be creating a society based around the repair and protection of penny farthings, which I think is a really old bicycle. You may even organise trips out into the countryside on penny farthings. It's a really unusual society, but you've been dying to do this. You've been dying to do this. You think it would be great fun, and you also feel that it may help preserve an ancient mode of transport. I'm also hearing in costume. Okay. You may get together a group of people who might go out all in costume of that era on penny farthings. Okay, I'm hearing for charity. Okay, good for you, Anna. Yeah, good for you. You think it might be fun. But you may have to find, through some research, various people who might know of where you can get a penny farthing. You've obviously got one. You may want to put an advert in a paper somewhere. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Yeah. I'm connecting with a guy called Martin. Martin, you've done a lot of traveling in your life, and you have become a cat lover. You have a cat called Ratty. The reason why you call your cat Ratty, who's a rescue, is that you found this cat as a tiny kitten bedraggled next to the banks of a river. I'm sorry, guys, that's what I'm hearing. And you actually thought that when you came across this little creature, that it was a big rat. And then you realized that this tiny creature was a little kitten. This kitten survived, and you have made it your life's work to rescue cats. Now, Martin, the reason why this message has come through is that there's a little old lady who owns quite a lot of what you call brown belt land that cannot be built on. It's sort of wasteland. She may be willing to let you use quite a lot of that land to set up an animal shelter. I'm trying to get through the name of this lady. Mrs. Mac. Mrs. Mac something. McIntyre? Okay. Anyway, she owns quite a lot of land at the back of her house that you can't do anything with. It technically is owned by her, but she can't build on it. It's not fertile land. It's sort of wasteland, scrap land. And she would be very happy to give you that land if you were to use it for, I'm hearing, helping animals. She's an animal lover. She's an animal lover. Okay, she's got 4 cats. Tigger, Muffin, Peter, and Mo. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. Yeah. She's, you know who she is. She may be quite well known. She may be quite well known in the town you live in or the village you live in. She's quite eccentric. She's quite eccentric, and she may come across as being a bit gruff, but she's had a rough life. She's had a tough life, and she lives on her own. And she may have heard about your story, Martin. You may even have written a little tiny article in the local paper. You know, local man finds what he thought was a rat and realized it was a kitten. And she may have heard that you are looking for land to create a shelter. And she's been thinking about contacting you. But Martin, if you know of her, then get in contact with her first. Yeah, she'd be very, very happy. I'm hearing thrilled if she could put that land to some use to help you, to help animals. Yeah, yeah. You're going to call it Ratty's Sanctuary. Ratty's Sanctuary. I'm seeing it as RATTY''S. Ratty's Sanctuary. Okay, yeah. Ratty's very happy. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Beautiful message. Suzanne, you may have wondered whether or not your other half swung the other way. Yes, he does. He's been hiding it for a long time. He doesn't know how to tell you because he doesn't want anything to end the relationship. Now, that's a tough one. He loves you, Suzanne, but in terms of the chemistry, it's just not there. And you may have had your inkling for a long time that he may have been more interested in men. And yes, he is. But he doesn't know what to do because he feels that if he admits the truth, you'll want to divorce him. He doesn't want to divorce you. He's not interested in another man per se, but he just feels as if he wants to get it off his chest after all this time. I'm okay. But I'm hearing he doesn't want the children to know, Suzanne. He doesn't want the children to know. It would destroy him if the children knew. Okay. But he feels as if he has to tell you. You both may be in your 50s now, or even 60s. Yeah. He just doesn't know what your reaction is going to be if he sits you down and tells you. But I feel, Suzanne, you already know. So there could be an emotional conversation coming up, but he doesn't want to end the relationship. What he wants you to do, if you find it in your heart to do this, is just to accept it, knowing that he's not messing around with another man. He's not interested in a relationship with another man. He wants to stay married to you, but he feels as if he just has to tell you how he really feels. Yeah. Okay. All right. Costas. Okay. Costas sounds Greek. Costas, you have an important decision to make. You either stay in your really boring, well-paid city job, or you head back to Greece to help your father run his farm. He may have a farm of, a vineyard, a small vineyard. Okay. Greek wine. Okay. I didn't even know that Greek wine was popular. I might be completely ignorant. It possibly is. I'm hearing Greek wine. I'm seeing massive carafes of wine. Okay, he may also run on the side a sort of deli business. Costas, you've been thinking about this for a while because your father's on his own. I'm hearing his... okay. His wife went off with somebody else. Okay, so your father's on his own. You don't speak to your mum. But you've always wanted to spend more time with your father, and you're really thinking about this. Michael's advice is go for it. You'll live a very happy life in Greece with your dad, running this little business together, and you're going to meet a very attractive woman and get married. Yes, a Greek woman. Yes. Okay. Costas, the woman that you're seeing now is not faithful to you. You know it. You know it. And you may know that relationship is not going to last anyway. So Michael's advice is up sticks, head to Greece. When your flat lease expires, you will never look back. You will never look back. Yeah. I'm seeing lots of Greek writing, labels being pasted on products. Yes, you're going to be very happy. And you will marry a woman in that local town in Greece. Yeah, thank you, Michael. So that goes out to Costas. Thank you, Michael. One final message goes out to Claudia. Claudia, you're wondering whether or not this man that you've just started seeing you're going to end up with, you have a funny feeling you will. You may have felt it the moment you met him. You've had a very, very difficult few years where you've had to deal with painful relationships ending. This is your guy, Claudia. Yes. You're very nervous. You're sort of keeping your fingers crossed. You hope it's going to work out. He's a really lovely, I'm hearing salt of the earth type man. He may be older than you, but the chemistry is unmistakable. And you feel inside that he is your man. He is. Yes. But you may have to move countries to make this relationship work. He wants to go back to the country that he grew up in order to take care of his elderly mother, who is, I'm hearing, 89. So, Claudia, you have to think about whether or not you would be happy to move to this man's country where he grew up. If you feel that you would want to do that, then you two may end up getting very serious. Yes. He may end up proposing, Claudia, I'm hearing, with his mother's blessing, with her engagement ring. Okay. So maybe, Claudia, he's already told his mother, who obviously lives in another country, that he feels you two will marry one day. Yeah, beautiful message. Okay, Michael's saying leave it there. Thank you, Collective, for being here. I hope these messages reach the right people. Take care of you, and I'll be back very soon with your channel messages for the month of March. See you then. Bye now.